truck with the star. We're gonna make it like kind of a 4th of July decoration. It's kind of like those red trucks that have like the Christmas trees, or the red trucks that have pumpkins. We're gonna make our red truck have a star, but in order to change up, we're gonna make it a blue truck. But you could choose between red or blue to paint your truck. So the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to paint my truck blue. So I am just using my brush. You should have red, white, and blue, and a little black. I'm just going to use my brush, and I'm going to start just making a line going across the bottom of my truck, and then I'm going to paint everything above that line blue. If you want to lighten your blue, you can put a little white into it as well. Do your sides too. Once I have my truck for the most part covered, I'm just going to wash my brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make, so there's going to be some wheels here, and then like I'm going to make like a gray fender almost, or bumper. So I'm going to do my wheels, and I'm just going to do that whole semicircle black. So while that is drying, I'm going to put that aside. I want the black to dry before I put my gray on. So I am going to let that dry, and I'm going to move on to my star up here. So my star, I think we're going to do like a white bottom, and then we'll put red in the star, and maybe add like polka dots or something. So I am just going to put my truck aside, my star. I'm going to do the bottom white, and I'm going to try and do 2 coats. Two quick coats. And then you just have to make sure you wash out your brush really well. And then we could start our red. Now we wash out our brush really well because we don't want to get pink. We want a red star, not a pink star. Getting a little pink towards the bottom, but that's all right. That'll dry, and then we'll put more red over it. So I have my first coat complete. I'm gonna let that dry. While that's drying, I'm gonna bring back my truck, and now we could have some fun. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the cap to one of my paints, and in this cap, I am going to make a little gray. But before we make the gray, I'm going to dip in white, and I'm just going to put a small semicircle kind of where the middle of my wheel will be. And it's almost going to make a gray in the middle of your wheel. use white and black, make gray. So I have that done. And now we're just gonna make a different gray on our cap. So I'm gonna take some paint, add a tiny bit of black to it. And you can make it as dark or as light as you'd like. I'm gonna make it kind of light. All right, so I have my gray. And then I'm just across the bottom, I'm just gonna put my gray. Blue truck instead of a red truck. So I'm gonna go back to my star, washing out my brush. I'm gonna put a second coat of red on my star. All right, so then you can let your star dry. And then as our star is drying, we'll add some detail to our car. So what I like to do is using the back of my paintbrush, I dip it in some white, and then I'm gonna make a little line right underneath that window for my handle for my door. And also using the back of the brush, I'm gonna take my red star, and I am just gonna put some polka dots on my red star. So I dip and dot, dip and dot, dip and dot. So now my star is basically done. You could have even done stripes on him if you want. My car, I'm gonna keep my car pretty simple. I am just gonna go over with that light gray. I'm gonna go over our fender once again. Even added just straight white on top of it. If you need to go over your black, I'm gonna go over my black a little bit. So I'm gonna let my truck and my star dry, and then when it's all dry, we're just gonna glue our star kind of on our truck, and it'll be a nice little decoration. All right, so when everything's dry, we'll meet back. Our truck and our star are dry. So what we're going to do now is we're gonna put it all together. So I'm just gonna take some glue. I have some wood glue, but you could use any kind of glue, Elmer's glue, tacky glue, anything that you have. And I'm just gonna put a line of glue all on the bottom of my star, just on that like little rounded oval that we have on the bottom. And I am just gonna glue him down to the side of my truck. You might have to hold him down for a while because the weight of the star might bring it down, but mine's actually holding. So then once this dries, you could sit it on a shelf or in your room and you have a little 4th of July decoration. All right, I hope you guys had fun making this with me and have a great summer.